Hi, Gilly. How are you?
Hi Nizam, I'm good, thank you. How are you? What's the weather like with you today?
Weather is awesome here. How about there?
It's sunny and very windy, very cloudy, but it's not raining at the moment. We've had a lot of rain in the last week.
Okay. So, friends, here is Gilly Workman for us. She is a psychic reader from England. And let's know more about Gilly's journey and what is the psychic reading all about. Everything is gonna unfold very soon. And Gilly, just want to know how did you come to know about your psychic abilities?
Well, I started seeing spirit when I was a very small child.
Hmm.
I'm a hereditary psychic. I come from a long line of psychics and mediums.
Okay.
My mother was a trance medium,
Hmm.
and she served the local spiritualist churches, and she was president of our local spiritualist church for 12 years. She also read palms. And her mother, my maternal grandmother, used to read the tea leaves with terrifying accuracy, actually. I have some
Okay.
funny stories about her. And I understand my great grandmother was also psychic, but I never knew her. And my daughter's psychic, and my granddaughter is psychic as well.
Oh, wow.
So, yes, it started to me, it's completely normal.
Okay. So that's an inherited abilities. You have seen it.
Absolutely, yes.
Excellent. Excellent. That's awesome. And what are the benefits of the psychic reading? What is the psychic reading all about, and what are its benefits, Gilly?
Well, the psychic reading is all about, it's different for different people, and different readers work differently. Spirit decides how I work. And my readings are mainly about guidance and healing. So somebody might come, and I did work on a commercial psychic telephone line for a couple of years. And a lot of the people would come because, when am I going to meet my soulmate? All of this sort of thing. Well, I can't say, well, you're going to meet him at 6 o'clock on Friday and he's going to be
Hmm.
wearing a blue suit and he's got dark hair. No. What comes out is what are the blocks to that person meeting their psychic their soulmate? What is what are the things that need healing within them? Do they have childhood issues that are blocking love coming to them? So it's looking at that kind of things. So people looking for clarity, for direction, how to move life forward, whichever aspect of life needs attention. And it's very much about a healing journey. And what I do is I channel from spirit what it is they need to do. It could be that they need to go for some healing. They may need to go for some body work. They may need to learn to love themselves,
Wow.
because when we love ourselves, we give off a higher vibration. So it
Excellent.
could be that I need to advise them to put boundaries in place, to move away from the toxic people who put them down. And it's going to be this kind of thing. So it's different for everybody.
Okay. Okay. Got it. So, what kind of questions can generally a person ask in your one-to-one sessions? Like, some people are about relationships, some about profession, some wants to know if their recent family member who has passed away is are they happy or not? Like, what kind of questions generally usually people ask you in their one?
Actually, people rarely ask questions. I will sometimes say, "Oh, what drew you to having a reading today?" And some people might say, "I just feel I need a reading," or I really need some guidance. They don't tell me what the problem is, and I'll just go straight into it. I work with a crystal ball and angel cards, but I also use all of my psychic abilities as well. So I tell them what they need to know for their highest and greatest good.
Okay,
And I check at the end if they've got any questions, but 9 times out of 10, their question has been answered.
already.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Amazing. This is something very fascinating to know about, Gilly. And Gilly, How is psychic reading different from astrology, numerology?
All very different, but it's interesting. I know a bit about astrology because it's something I am interested in, but I've never tried to do it myself. Astrology is basically the study of the movements of planets and stars, and depending on the time and date and place of your birth, how it affects you and how it affects your life. I've had a full astrology chart drawn up. It was given to me as a birthday present years and years ago, and it's so accurate. It's me to a T. It's absolutely me. It's amazing. Numerology, I don't know a huge amount about, but I'm actually thinking about looking into it a lot more. And this is about sort of guiding human behaviour. So we each have our own number, if you like, which is based on our date of birth. And so the sort of things numerology would be looking for is a relationship between this person and that person going to work? Or I understand in some cultures that if a couple were going to get married, they'd already, decided they were compatible. If they were going to get married, then they would go to a numerologist and look for the most auspicious day for the wedding. That's about all I can tell you about it, because I'm not an expert in numerology, but I think it's about working out the person's numbers. I don't think psychic abilities come into astrology or numerology, but obviously individual practitioners might also be psychic.
Good. Thank you. And to know more about, can anyone be trained to do a psychic reading, or is it inborn capability, Gilly?
I think everybody has got the capabilities, but what they would need to do is open up to it. Everybody has a degree of intuition, which is a sort of a knowing, if you like, clear knowing. But it's, are we open to it? Are we prepared to work with it? But if somebody is willing and open to it, then yes, they could go through psychic development training. They could sit in a development circle and develop those gifts. Inherently, we've all got it in theory. It's just, do you believe in it? Do you want to work with it?
Excellent. Good to know that. And just curious, because I keep reading Abraham Hicks books, Seth books, Ramtha books. So do you channel any spiritual beings from higher realms?
Yes, I do. I channel from spirit. So sometimes it can be, it's quite interesting, because although I have the tools of the angel cards and the crystal ball, they're just a tool. They are just a kicking off point, if you like. The rest is coming through. I'm getting images, which is clairvoyance. I'm hearing things, which is clairaudience. So it could be my spirit guides. Sometimes it's the person I'm reading for, spirit guides. My mother comes through quite a lot and guides me. She died a couple of years ago. As I mentioned, she was a medium. But I also have channeled archangels as well. And I work quite closely with Archangel Michael. And I've got an incredibly supportive and wonderful team of spirit guides and each spirit guide has like a different role in my life. There are specific ones that help me with the readings. There was another one who helped me when I had to undergo surgery. They all have a different role, but yes, whatever's coming through is being channeled from spirit.
Amazing. That's really inspiring to know more and more about your work. And how is psychic reading different from mediumship, Gilly? So, is it the channeling of the spirits? It's called medium, or could you please differentiate between psychic reading and mediumship?
There is a difference. Psychics and mediums are all both going to have psychic abilities, and they can be different. So you've got clairvoyant. Not everybody has all of them. The clairvoyance, which is clear seeing, clairaudience, which is clear hearing, clairsentience, which is feeling, and I pick up on people's feelings. That's because I'm an empath. claircognizance, which is the clear knowing, and I can never remember the correct names for the next ones. You can also taste and smell, and I have experienced those in readings as well. Now, a medium will be using those, but they will also be channeling from spirit. And you get two different types of mediums, really. You get ones like me, who are channeling the guidance, and it's coming through thick and fast. You're getting basic information and guidance. Then another type of medium who will be connecting with somebody's departed loved ones. And you may have seen, if you've ever been to a mediumship demonstration, I've got Uncle Bob here. He wants you to remember about that time you slipped over in the puddle and got covered in mud. You know, so what they're doing is bringing through evidence of survival. They're bringing through memories. And of course, they're bringing through lots of love. And that's just absolutely wonderful. I have, and I don't tend to, that's not how spirit want me to work, although I'm channeling. I have sometimes brought through somebody who has departed. I remember, must be about 5.5 years ago, I think. A friend of mine brought one of his neighbours for a reading. And she was clearly a very sad person. I didn't know anything about her. I'd not met her before. And as I was reading for her, I kept hearing the word Michael. Michael, tell her it's Michael. Of course, me being me, I thought, oh, it's Archangel Michael. And it wouldn't leave me alone. So I just turned to her and I said, who's Michael? And she burst into tears. And she said, that's my son. He died in January. And this was in the April.
My God.
And I was really shocked. I was really,
So
really
am I shocked now?
Yeah, and there was another time I was working at a big mind, body and spirit festival at Kempton Racecourse, which is just outside London. You know, it's a huge venue. Oh, so many readers you wouldn't believe. People selling crystals. I love events like that. And this man had been. It was a 2-day event. So I was staying in a hotel 5 minutes away, and on I can't remember which day it was, but this chap came and had a reading with me, and he was very, very happy with it. And towards the end of the day, he brought his wife, and he said, I want you to read for her. She doesn't believe. She said, no, you'll not convince me. I don't believe in all this. I just said, well, if you don't want to have a reading, that's absolutely fine. You're not compelled to just because your husband thinks you should. She said, no, I want to. So I started, and I can remember this though because it was so funny. I said, I've got this gentleman with me, connected with you, who's in spirit. And I said, it's sort of your father's generation, so it could be an uncle, it's kind of a bit removed from you. But I said, full of mischief, used to tease you something terrible. And she started grinning and laughing. And I said, and what's going on in your house? And she said, nothing. And I said, no, there is. I said, it's something to do with lights coming back on when you switch them off, or going off when you switch them on. And she absolutely roared laughing. She said, I leave the living room, I switch the light out, turn round, it's back on again. I said, that's your uncle. It was her uncle, you see. That's your uncle. He's still mischievous, even though he's on the other side, and he's left. I have no idea at all if that convinced her of the afterlife, but it just, that one really does stick out in my mind.
And good to know about the mischievous spirits as well.
Yeah. Oh, spirit retains their personality.
Yes.
And their likes and dislikes. I mean, both my parents are in spirit, and I have brown eyes. My father had brown eyes, and whenever, I don't know if you're familiar with the musician Van Morrison.
No.
Many years ago he recorded a song called Brown Eyed Girl, which I can actually play on my ukulele. But whenever I play that song or I hear it on the radio, my father draws very, very close. Oh. It's absolutely wonderful. And there was another place, I really must tell you about this. I'm in a ukulele band, and we go around and we do fundraising for different charities and stuff, and just having a lot of fun. And we were playing, it was before Christmas, it was December, we were playing for a group of learning disabled people, but we were playing Christmas songs. And one of them was, and it was only a matter of months after I'd lost my parents. And we started playing Little Donkey. I don't know if you're familiar with that one.
No.
Oh, if you can Google it and find it, have a listen. It's lovely. It's really lovely, lovely, gentle song. And we were playing Little Donkey, and I felt my father draw in so close, and I had such a lump in my throat, and my eyes filled with tears. And I thought, I can't carry on, but I did. And I was talking to my daughter on the phone that night, told her what had happened, and she said, "You know, that was his favourite Christmas song, don't you? How could I not have known this?"
Oh.
And she said, whenever I took the children towards Christmas to take Christmas presents over, he always sang it to them.
1 second, Gilly. 1 second. Yeah, I'm back. Yes.
So yes, that was quite a spooky moment, but lovely. You know, how could I have not known that? But I didn't know it. But my daughter then gave me the evidence. So it's lovely. I feel very blessed that I can connect with my departed, you know, my ancestors, and still feel them near, still feel their love, and still talk to them.
Wow, that is really, really inspiring, Gilly. So a lot of people wants to see evidences because logically they are not convinced. How do you select your readers?
How do I select? Sorry, I'm not with you there. I don't. I just work on my own.
Okay.
But if I was employing other readers, then what I would do is I would get them to do a test reading for me, and just see. And I've had to do that when I, you know, if I want to work for at events for an event organizer, I expect to have to do a test reading first before they will take me on. And I think that's fair enough. I'm quite happy to do that.
So that's how you choose your readers?
Yes.
Okay.
And if you were choosing a reader for yourself, then if you were at a big Mind, Body and Spirit event, I would say, or an event where there are a number of readers, I would say walk round, see who you feel drawn to. And if you feel drawn to somebody in particular and you see that somebody's just had a reading with them, so do you mind telling me, was that a good reading? Trust your intuition. And if you were looking online for a reader, I'd say have a good look at their websites, check out their test. Have they got testimonials? Have they got feedback from people? Does that seem genuine to you? But read about them. Does it feel genuine? I must be careful what I say. I would be very wary around people that claim 100% accuracy, because it's just not possible. So I would say use your intuition, which is the right side of your brain, rather than the left side of your brain. Don't look at it logically. How does connecting with this individual make you feel? Do you feel drawn to them? And trust your intuition, because it won't let you down.
Awesome. That's wonderful advice from you, because there are so many websites once we Google, and then there's flood of things. Yeah. So Gilly, if someone wants to reach out to you, is there, how would one reach out to you for psychic readings?
People can connect with me over Facebook. They can email me through my website, which is angelicmessenger.org.uk. And I'm also on Instagram, and I get people contacting me via Instagram as well. And I'm trying to remember my handle on Instagram. I think it's psychic_readings_ with Gilly. Something like that. But yes,
I'll make all these links. I'll collect them after the interview, and I'll make it available over YouTube channel under the description. So that will be very easier for people to reach out to you for the readings.
Thank you.
That will be awesome. So Gilly, my last question to you. Do you have any message for all the viewers who is watching this interview, or any person in general? What's your ultimate message?
I would say take great care of yourself through this next lockdown and through the difficult times we're facing. things are changing all the time and we just don't know what's going to happen next. So find yourself some free downloads, meditations, guided visualizations, and use them every day. Practice journaling. Get yourself some nice notebooks and colourful pens. Once a day, sit down and get everything out of your head onto paper. To get it out of your head helps hugely. If you live on your own, try and keep in touch with others. If you're struggling with your mental health, it can be difficult to reach out, I know. So if you know of anyone living on their own, or you know of somebody that has mental health problems, please reach out to them and keep an eye on them, keep them included in the conversations, because social contact is so important to us humans.
Right. Thank you. That was a wonderful message.
Thank
And
you.
thank you very much for this interview, Gilly. It was wonderful knowing you, knowing about the mediumship, psychic reading, and it's really fascinating to know that all these things which are beyond our logical mind. Thank you very much for your valuable
Thank
time.
you very much for the opportunity, Ms. Ham.
Thank you.
Lovely
Bye.
to meet you.
Nice meeting you too. Bye.